Hello again, this is Michael from TOEFLresources.com, and the topic of today's video is how to write a TOEFL independent essay. What I want to show you in this video is that you can write a perfect independent essay using a series of templates. By templates, I mean a fixed structure that you can use no matter what the question is. You can write every single essay the same way and get a good score. The question we're working with today is this. Neighbors are the people who live near us. In your opinion, what are the qualities of a good neighbor? That's right out of the big list of 150 independent essay questions that ETS has made available for many years. If you want to get access to that list, you can just follow the annotation, which is on your screen right now. So let's get started. The first thing you need to write is an introduction. The template for an introduction is 3 sentences. And again, you can use these 3 sentences every time you write an introduction to an independent essay. Every time, I promise. The first sentence is what we call a hook. That's an interesting sentence that describes the topic of the essay without yet revealing your main point. The second sentence is then your main point, while the third sentence is a transition, something like, I will explore the reasons why I feel this way in the following essay. And once again, I can't say it enough, you can use these 3 sentences every time you write an introduction. Every time. So here's an example. It starts with a hook. Neighbors play an important role in our lives, and for this reason, it is important to consider what characteristics define a good neighbor. It continues with my main point. In my opinion, a good neighbor is both supportive and respectful. Okay? It continues with that transition. It's the exact same one I wrote above. I will explore the reasons why I feel this way in the following essay. Those 3 sentences are sufficient. It's short and sweet, and it gives you time to focus on the most important part of your essay, which is the body of the essay. Now go ahead, if you are a really advanced student, feel free to write a longer introduction. But for most people, you don't need to. So let's get on to the body paragraphs. First of all, begin your body paragraph with a topic sentence that summarizes your first reason, beginning with something like, to begin with. 1 sentence, introduce your supporting reason. Next, write between 1 and 3 sentences that give general information about this reason. Provide a bit more information. Next, write 3 or 4 sentences describing a personal example that illustrates your reason, beginning with something like, for example. And finally, include a quick restatement of your topic sentence. I noted that this is optional. It's a good practice, but if you're running low on time, you can feel free to leave that out. And here's an example that uses that template. To begin with, a good neighbor must be supportive because our lives are full of unplanned emergencies. Again, that's a topic sentence, and it introduces what I'll be talking about in the rest of the paragraph. I continue with 1 general sentence that gives more information about this reason. And it goes, oftentimes, the people who live close to us are the only ones who can provide assistance when things go wrong. Okay. I continued with a personal example that illustrates what I mean. Begins, for example, my family experienced a major house fire several years ago. It was a traumatic experience as it happened in the middle of the night and we lost most of our belongings. Though none of us suffered any injuries, we did experience a lot of emotional trauma. Our situation was aided, however, by a compassionate neighbor who immediately called the fire department upon noticing the fire and who also provided us with clean clothes, food, and a place to stay for the night. Okay? And then it ends with a quick restatement of the topic sentence. This example demonstrates how important it is to have kind and supportive neighbors when an emergency happens. You can write every body paragraph just like this. Topic sentence, general sentences, a personal example, and a quick restatement at the end. If you're an advanced student, make it longer. I just used one sentence here, but as I said above, 3 sentences is fine. And I think I used 3 here, maybe 4. You could use 5 if you really want. But otherwise, this is exactly how you do it. Let's take a look at the second body paragraph. The thing with the second body paragraph is that you do it in the exact same way as the first one. Just begin your topic sentence with something like moreover, secondly, and then just do the same thing. I'm not going to read it here. You can pause the video if you want to read it all. But again, I began with a topic sentence. I wrote a general sentence, and then I talked about a personal example. It was about a neighbor who was really loud and noisy and watched TV at night and disrespected me. I began it a little differently. Instead of beginning it with for example, I used the sentence, my own experience demonstrates this reality. I don't know. I kind of like that, but it's not too important. And that's it. That's it. That's really it. That's all you have to do to write 2 good body paragraphs. I know I've said it quite a few times, but I'll say it again. You can do every independent essay in the same way. And just write 2 body paragraphs. Don't write 3. I always tell my students that 2 well-developed body paragraphs are better than 3 short, poorly developed body paragraphs. If you're a really advanced student, go ahead and write 3. It's not going to hurt, but 95% of you don't need to and probably shouldn't. Okay, so after we've done those 2 body paragraphs, we go to our conclusion. 2-sentence conclusion, a restatement of our main point, and a single sentence summary of our 2 reasons. That's it. You don't need a long conclusion. Just spend 2 or 3 minutes. That's all you need. Here's our example. In conclusion, I strongly believe that good neighbors are both supportive and respectful. Okay? And then I summarize the 2 reasons. This is because such people can help us handle life's unexpected emergencies, and they also permit us to feel comfortable in our own homes. When you're writing your conclusion, since it's a summary, try your best to paraphrase yourself. Use slightly different phrasing and slightly different vocabulary, if you can. And again, every conclusion can be written in the same way. Write it a little bit longer if you're advanced, but for most of you, that's enough. I'm going to leave it at that, but if you have any questions, feel free to post in the comments below or visit the main TOEFLResources.com forum and blog. And I'll put up an annotation, I guess, so you can get a text copy of the essay that you just read. You can use that when you're practicing. Thank you very much, and take care, everyone.